Oh boy. This time there's no white-haired girl. There's only us and Giselle. It's been several days since I left the capital. I can still see when I close my eyes. The people line up on the Grand Pond awaiting entry, eager to start new life there, brimming with hope. It was a city people were willing to pay high taxes to live in. If you were a performer, you could get some cost shaved down bit. You get some of the cost shaved down bit by putting those skills to use. The capital was harsh on those who wanted in, and apathetic about who left. It was composed by a powerful nobility and clergy, wealthy merchants and bakers, and a large population of poor. It was a city I had called home for a long time, and I didn't know much about where I was heading. Ooh, the painting. It's getting looks like an angel. Why would someone have her covered with this beautiful? With the moonlight, it would be. Please don't touch the drapes. And please don't touch the drapes. Or the windows. Suddenly I heard a voice that could sense someone else in the room. The man's voice was emotionless, neither deep nor high. Before long he came into view, illuminated by dull orange candlelight. Michael once again. Looks like history is repeating itself again. I'm sorry for coming uninvited, but I did announce myself. The man stood there, particularly blended with the darkness. Had he been there the whole time? He was staring at me. His gaze wavered slightly, but not enough for me to read it. Then again, I could hardly make out any detail at all under the light of a single candlelight. Is this your mansion? It is. Thank goodness, I was afraid it was deserted. I suspect you prefer those houses were abandoned. No, not at all. It would have been I would be scared to death to stay in a dark mansion all by myself. I'm sorry. No ill will intended. But I do think it would have been could do with some light. That way you can see what you're wanting. And I'm sure this room would look splendid illuminated. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I make do perfectly well where the things are. How can you see when it's so dark? I have an abundance of candles and oil for lamps. I am not a want of means of creating light. It is not your place to criticize my lifestyle. If you need light, you are free to leave. If you need money for help yourself to the furniture. There's a village not far from here. Trade it for food. Then make your way to a larger town. To freely return to the city. I cannot go back there. Please, don't cast me out. I see. And do you ask this to be aware how people refer to this mansion? They say that a witch lives here. Not merely a witch. First witch. If you remain here, you too shall likely suffer your own destruction. You worry for my well-being? Witch or not, I made up my mind. I was sent to this cursed wicked mansion to atone for my tragedy back to the city. It didn't matter what I lived here. I had no choice. Which will strike you first? Red or the crimson? You seem to be doing just fine. It's only a tale. The witch is real. Very much real. The witch is very, very much so. It is not a legend, it is merely a fairy tale. No fairy tale. The witch name was Morgan. Jesus Christ. It's me. Yep, I knew that. Yes. Oh boy. Sorry, my friend's texting me at the moment. Yes. That was our first encounter. It was nothing flowery or dramatic. It was rather laced with suspicious and awareness. We knew nothing about one another, and I had no interest in changing it, but nonetheless, this is where it all began. Where my history with her commenced. So the witch is Michael. The woman had jaded eyes, open wide. They glimpsed like jewels in the light shining through the stained glass window. She seemed to be at a loss for words. I wasn't lying per se. The rumor said a witch lived in this house, and I was the only one who filled that criteria. Thus said, the rumors could be interpreted to be talking about me. After staring at me dumbfounded for a few moments, the woman suddenly burst into laughter. Oh wow! You must think you were kind of scary, and it turns out you're actually quite funny. What? I never thought you'd guess you were someone to tell such ridiculous jokes with a straight face. I wasn't. You don't look like a witch. I mean, it's dark, and I can't really see. But you seem like a rather handsome man. The word witch. What witch is better than me than just a woman who practices magic? Yeah, we're called warlocks, and I'm the only person with cursed powers, man or woman, can be considered a witch. I think I get what you're trying to say, but my mental image of witch is definitely more a woman. So, you're not a witch? To tell you the truth, I didn't know who might be here, which had me rather scared. But I think I can make this work. What are you? It's a pleasure to meet you, Master. Master? I was sent here from your old home. I was Abigail obliged from your mother, but well, I might have a little goof. Frozen. It'll rattle around my skull, shaking up terrible memories that almost brought me to my knees. Why, after all these years, they're reaching out to me now? And not even sending someone to bring me back, just sending someone? To what end? What purpose are they shipping an Abigail out a block out to this remote mansion? To what end? What was my mother thinking? There's no attempts to break my curse. What do you mean? Made a little goof. I know my best to let out the show on my face. I made a tiny teeny mistake, Master. Nothing to concern yourself with. What did Mother say about me? Well, she was actually your father told me. I never really spoke to your mother much. Your father sent you. That made even less sense. Why would he have? Did Father even know I was here? No, if he hadn't, I would have been. Who was? What was your goal in asking to stay here? Well, there you have it. I'll be here for a while. If you need me for anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm confident I can handle most everyday tasks. Now, where should I begin? Oh, I know. Are you hungry, Master? Food? I can't imagine you eat much, being as skinny as you are. I turned my back on her without responding. No matter what her growth, she had been sent from that house. There was no any way good coming for that, and there was no way I could live with someone who had ties to her. I pray she might take the hint and give up and leave. Master. So I kept ignoring her. Master. I ignored. Master. I ignored her. Master, what would you like for supper? Nothing. But failed, spinning back and shut. Her eyes went wide, then she gave a sheepish giggle. I glared at her as eating is one of the most basic human needs. So if you're hungry, you should really eat. I said I didn't want. What was that sound? Must you ask? That's not very nice to ask a lady, you know. Huh? You know. It was a long trip, and all I had to read on the road was dried fruit. I felt like I was some kind of animal. Oh boy. So, what I'm trying to say is that, I'm hungry. That wasn't the sound of her stomach growling, was it? I thought lightning had struck in the distance. I would like some supper. The kitchen's in the... Alright then. The kitchen's at the far end of the hall, the first floor. The food's in the cellar. Help yourself to any of it. Thank you so much. I'll honestly feel like I haven't eaten in days, and I'm about to die of starvation. Oh, and I shouldn't need help in finding it. I plan on exploring the house anyway. I'm rather excited being in a new place. Damn it! That did not go as planned. Oh well. She can do as she pleases. I have nothing to do with it. Oh, Master, are you sure you don't? No. Master? Master. What is it now? My name is Giselle. It is a pleasure to meet you. And your name, Master. Oh, Master, you. I actually left the room that, making my way back to the chambers. At some point, I would seriously have to chase her out, especially considering she had not come from that house. Since she had came from that house, regardless. I was not terribly fond of her. So, obviously, we're gonna get ourselves a little bit of a time jump in here, like we all do with all the stories. I really don't understand, Michael. But that was probably because we were still essentially strangers, having been sent to the mansion as reparation for my mistakes. I'm sure who I might find wasn't sure I'll find you, but I was totally convinced he wasn't a terrible person. He didn't do anything to me except stay away. Michael spent most of his time at his chambers, which he had told me to never enter under any circumstances. So we rarely encountered one another in the halls. For that reason, I made an effort to be kind and cheerful on sporadic occasions. We did cross paths. I figured if I kept that up long enough, he would eventually warm up to me. And as a new housemate, being able to join our time together was obviously preferable to alternative. If I did manage to break the ice, I would hope to be able to do some talking. Imagine about him, about me. I just had to keep working on it. And of course, the book scene happens once again. Michael didn't need to take care of them. He handled his own day-to-day needs and activities by himself. In fact, he didn't ask me for anything. An aristocrat who would not use for his servants. I hadn't met anyone like him before. Alright then. That meant about all I could do was clean. I wasn't sure how his room looked, but the rest of the house was quite, frankly, an absolute disaster. The dust was so heavy it was obviously had been touched in years. Let's get started. It couldn't be helped to live in these conditions, so I cleaned out each room in the house one by one. That said, it wasn't going to be an easy task. Not because of bad cleaning, in fact, I consider myself quite good at it. But because it was nearly impossible to find all the dust in the rim that had cleaned it under the flickering light of a candle. I can't understand how anyone can live in this dark. What's wrong with him? Maybe he's actually a vampire? Oh god. Wouldn't that be something? I can see now him sneaking out every night to suck the blood of pretty girls. Priceless! Ah, that means I'm in trouble! Look at me, Miss One Woman Comedy Show here. Yep. If I'm able to get him warm up to me, then maybe that'll give me a little more room to work. Some changes. Like opening some windows. No light, no fresh air, thank you. Anyway. I set the candlestick down, pulled the chair to stand on, and started wiping down the shelf. The chair legs seemed to be uneven as it wobbly slightly beneath me. So many books. I wondered, do that belong to him? I knew parchment was expensive, so it was rather astonishing seeing so many stacks of it in one place. There was even some books with bulky, extravagantly decorated covers. He does come from an esteemed family. I spent enough time at his family home. He was constant house of servants and guests. The exact opposite of what this mansion was like. Why did he let this home? What had he done to be so way out here? To this remote mansion with a less than savory reputation. Nothing to be careful to be let this overstep my bounds. I am a servant now. A servant. For once I thought of peace of mind. I could get out. I always had a bad tendency to chase my curiosities as soon as they struck, pushing to scratch the itch no matter how much my actions annoyed others. I couldn't do that here though. I'm a simple servant, and if I go on Michael's bad side, I'm risk getting thrown up. I wonder what kind of books he got in here. So I attempted to distract myself and grab one of the books to pull it out. What? For the strange burnt parchment must I got entangled on the back. Whoa! There's a book on either side titled to the back at it. Ah! And the entire row came crashing down on top of me. Oh, ow, ow. Oh, for Christ's sake. I fell off the chair and downpour of books was still coming down me. My own tussed with it. Seriously. What are you doing? What? Suddenly Michael was looking down on me from a little way. There was, as unusual, not much I could... There was, as usual, not much I could read from expression, but a vague trace of expression in his voice. I was just cleaning, and impressive work. Usually better than this? It was just so dark, mistakes should be expected. I really think we should open up the windows, Master. Get some light, some air flowing through here. I never asked you to clean anything. You did this entirely yourself. But there's so much dust, it can't be good for you. I'm perfectly healthy. I don't see the problem. Had he even seen himself? There's no way someone that skinny was perfectly healthy. You look like you have something to say. You can't make out my face in the dark. Oh, you know. I want to be useful and clean and all, but all I can do here is so, you know. I was thinking something else, but alright. He let us aside, separated over towards the pile of books. And then reached out his hand down for me. I suddenly felt a pang of embarrassment with the fact that I was still splayed out on the floor. But I raised my hand up to take his, pointing for him to pick up the book instead. You could at least help me out. You have legs. He said, casual, trying to help the show. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he was a terrible person. No. Not yet. So, Master, are all these books yours? Giselle asked, not a trace of remorse. Visible on the face, despite having made a mess of the room she was supposedly trying to clean. I gave a curt nod. Really? That's impressive. It must have been hard work to get them all here, huh? There's gotta be 100 books here. You can fill a whole carriage at least. Looks like you got your own personal library. He says he's been pounding only a few moments earlier. His smile was short, back and short. Her jaded eyes were like a little ball of curiosity gathering the faint candlelight. How I was not particularly fond of overly expressive, rather overly curious women. Did they not care that? Did they tremble uninvited into other people's private space? Or were they not even aware that their actions were invasive? I received one roughly every month. Ah, I see. Wait. She turned back towards the shelves. I presume she understood the implication of what I just said. In fact, there are only 100 tones here, and I received only one a month. Huh? Giselle felt so. I couldn't blame her if she thought my circumstances or my family, my life bizarre. But I didn't care what she thought of me. In fact, it was my advantage for her to be uncomfortable. I just needed to stay quiet and keep noise out of my business. There's more than I thought. I had no reason to get on the path sometime. When the bookstore was breaking from along with it. 121. What? There's 121 books. 10 years and 1 month. You were counting? I thought she was just squeezily quiet. What an inscrutable woman. You've been in this mansion for that long? All by yourself? The truth was, there were times when I wasn't alone. Still, I had no need to know that. You already know that. You already know the answer. A look of pity from Giselle's eyes. No, I never asked for sympathy. I am here by choice. You mean you were banished here? I was restrained as a woman. No. I came on my own volition. I didn't care enough to elaborate, though. Picking another book off the floor, I brushed off the dust off its cover. It was gradually decorated. That's a fancy book, isn't it? Apparently Jill was unable to take a hint. What's it about? and a woman. She was a servant and a woman. There was no way she could read. Let's see. This land is hardly suitable for the cultivation. We can only pronounce over sour grapes. I'd probably get more of it if I tore down the fields and made it into a market. Sounds like a lord's diary. You can read? I was caught slightly off guard. It was rare for a noblewoman to be able to read and write, let alone a servant. Was she truly what she claimed to be? I had someone teach me. So, is this book any interesting? It's dull, worth a stripe. I can't imagine why anyone thought it would be worth binding. Tough crowd. But it's not every often you get to see Lord's diary. I'm really curious what kind of things he writes about. Lord or king? What value was there in another's grumbling? There was no acknowledging contained within the book. Just emotions, unsettling scribbles. There was nothing more exhausting in this world than being emotional. If you want to read it, be my guest. It wasn't my intention, but alright. Man, I'm getting tired. Let's see if we go for another hour and a half. Or just maybe another hour. Once I got the whole match clean, I'll read it. I told you don't have to clean. oh, I got an idea, master. If you're interested, maybe we can read together. Did you hear what I just said? It's dull, worthless tripe. Still, you see me differently if you read with someone. I'm sure there are some books here you enjoy, master. Wasting your time. Finally, cutscene. The suspicious chain binding us between. The suspicious and restraint binding between us was tried and insignificant at that point. She was still smiling after all. If I had been able to maintain that distance, then perhaps I would have been end up hurting her. Hurting her? Hurting her. Now that's interesting. Hurting. Hurting her. Back into the hallways again. package? Master? Hold on a second. What are you talking about? He's gone. What kind of delivery is he expecting? Michael stood there, unmoving, veiled in shadows. He glanced over at me, then threw his gaze at the front door. At his command, I raised the bar, pulling open the door. After nearly 2 weeks inside, the light of the setting sun almost blinded me. The world went wide, my head pounding. I always loved the music in this game. It's pretty good. After a few moments of intense blink, transitioned. Once the door was shut, I found myself sucked back into the world of darkness. Had I even been 2 weeks, but the lack of sunlight has become my normal. The outside world is growing farther and farther away. Being holed up here is definitely not good. I should go for a walk sometimes. Maybe plant some flowers, vegetables. Yeah, I'd like that idea. Maybe I can grow the old tangle of roots into some fresh parsnips. What else do we have to plant? It would be great if there were some flower seeds. What do you do? Open the box. As you wish, Master. Oh, there's food inside. The box was sack full of berries, vegetables, as well as one for breadfruits and rice. Aside from fruit and bread, everything else was the same as what Michael said. Underneath the box was a single book. $1 a month. Really haven't gone outside in 10 years. It appears you've begun to grasp the situation. Yeah, but why? There was a delivery by someone from your house, wasn't it? I served it, I assume. Why would they leave without saying anything? No one wants to talk to a cursed man. In the past, they would occasionally check in on me, but that hasn't happened recently. They think you're cursed? Right, you don't believe in curses. They come up with your own explanation. An excuse for them to want to stay away from you. That, for example, I killed someone. Or maybe that I'm insane. Could have. Regardless, I'm not normal. Bring the food down the cellar. The book to the library. You are, of course, free to refuse. You are, of course, free to refuse and run back off into the woods. I'll do it. Alright? And then I can take care of them. Hey! What is it? I have just noticed something else in here. Shut the clock. What could it be? Oh, a painting. For you to hang up somewhere in the house, I presume. It's so dark I can't even see it, but I'm sure of it. Don't touch that. What? What the fuck? This never happened. Holy shit. Master? What is... I gotta tell, but there was more than enough negative pressure to cause me to flinch back. Is the painting perhaps something important? A landscape painting. From underneath his breath, tension melting away from his face. I was left looking at his unusual blanket. Holy shit. But his eyes were still fixed in the picture, staring at it unblinkably. Why landscape paintings? Some kind of passive-aggressive message? It's not of anywhere nearby. Did they travel somewhere? Well, it's not for that girl. It's so that's an improvement. Master? Oh, you're still here. Still here? Of course I'm still here. Why do you think I asked you to take care of the package? What's with you? You're just running over snatching the painting from me. You scared me. You could explain yourself. What's so special about that painting? I don't believe it's none of your business. None of my... Of course it is. You ripped it out of my hand like I was some kind of thief. I have a right to know what was that all about. Maybe apologize while you're at it. You told me on the box, so I did. Then all of a sudden, you're angry. You're not equals. Do not make yourself for my friend. You have the right to know. You have a right to know. You have no such thing. You don't have to be so rude. I'll say it again. Leave if you don't like it here. I never asked you to be here. That was your wish. My wish? Are you out of your mind? I never asked for this. I never wished for this. Who in their right mind would want to be sent to some house in the middle of nowhere? Who would ever want to go? Who would ever want to go through that? No, calm down, just getting. Alright, this is what I wanted. But I never want to make you mad or for us to argue like this. I just want to get to know you better, to get closer to you. I mean, it would make things smoother for both of us. It would make living together more enjoyable for us. Listen carefully. This is very important for you to understand. Do not try to involve yourself with me. Do not go poking around for information. If you do that, leave. I completely shut up. Wherever he was given, stand up for her. He was emanating. Reflected to his tone of voice. Why did he try to push away? Jesus Christ. And Giselle's perspective. It seems Giselle really doesn't know much about me. Despite being sent here from my house, she was unaware of the monthly deliveries as well, the reason why I lived in this mansion by myself. Why though? Why would they not have her told anything? Why has been sitting here to be left completely in the dark? Giselle looked up to me, fear and bewilderment in her eyes, though I thought I could see a glint of suspicion beneath it all. Like her true feelings were bubbling to the surface. Everyone had darkness in them, and they kept hidden. No one was really exactly what they appeared to be. She was undoubtedly thinking, I'm not here because I want to be. I knew for the moment I saw in that bubbly, sweet effect, it was all a facade. She thought I was dense enough to not realize she was no different than anyone else. What I didn't understand, though, why she refused to leave no matter how hard I pushed. What was she hiding behind that instant-looking face? What was she thinking? What did she carry on her shoulder? Well, everyone is hiding something to save those around them. I had to figure what she really was. May I ask you something? Yes? On the day you arrived, you said you made a tiny mistake working my family's house. Tell me about that. What did you do at the Bollinger estate in that moment? What you thought though it was her disposition wavered? Fear? Terror? No. Perhaps anger. I couldn't tell. Nevertheless, I was abundantly clear that there was a subject she had no interest in to be breaching, and she only had borne her fingers. That the smile she had done now was visibly forced. It's nothing of your concern, Master. I promise. It was an insignificant little thing. She couldn't say. How could she tell me? What has she done there? What did this woman know about that house? What does she know about me? What was concealed beneath that smile of hers? I am the master of the house, and you are a servant, and still you refuse to tell me. Like I said, nothing. There's really nothing to bother you. With a mere servant personal blunders, master. What are you hiding? I'm not hiding anything. Then you should be able to tell me exactly what you did at the Bollinger estate. Like I said, tell me. Tell me. You won't tell me a thing about yourself. Yet you demand others tell you about themselves. Here you are practically threatening me. Demanding I tell you something I don't want to talk about. And yet you still haven't told me anything about the painting. Oh, so I was right. You do have something to hide. How many times must I repeat myself? You're not equals. I don't care if this is insignificant or something you don't want to talk about. What? I'm ordering you to tell me. Truffling blunder will not get so sick to live with the curse. This man has spoken so unfavorably. Whether she had done that at the Bollinger estate, that it's to do with why she was here. If she truly hadn't done anything, then she had something to gain from this place, and possibly from me. If that was the case, then to get to talk. May take me. Giselle's eyes wide open. I recognized she was looking at was giving me. I know very well what that gaze meant. You're an abomination. It was the same as then. Fear, contempt, refusal, and displeasure. The way she acted, the way that she spoke, exactly the same. No, you're no different. I thought she was unpleasant. She thought I was despicable. She thought I was an abomination. In a frenzy, I grabbed her by the shoulder, clamping down for far more powerful than I meant to. I won't stop. Someone else. Well, who was I directing anger at? It just raged beyond aim. Who are you calling abomination? What? Tell me, who? The black four bubbling from within had no end. The girl she ridiculed, she denied my identity with her glare. She could have escaped with the phantom of that reality. What are you? I never called you a... No, get away from me! Get your hands off me! She was standing a little ways beneath. A few arms were thrown about it, glaring at me. Showing her positions to my touching ear. Enlightening. No. You just startled me, that's some servant you are. Telling your master not to touch you. No, right, I have, I'm, allergic to people. A very unique condition I hear. I mean, can you believe that? So, see, you know how some people can get all red at you when they touch a dog or a cat? It's that, except for people, so I'm sorry I wasn't trying to be so disrespectful. I beg your forgiveness. Why don't you speak your mind? What? This is what's going through your mind right now. I have nothing to apologize for. It's not... I can somewhat sympathize with your polite being made to apologize even though you're hurting. Raise my hand against your fist after all. Then you forgive me. Sympathy does not equate to forgiveness. Now you take care of the package. I'm heading to my chamber. Listen, you're not gonna make me leave after what I just did. No, I'm not. For it would seem like I make you leave on your own whenever I so please. size. I have yet to learn what she has done. It would be exceedingly difficult to get the story from her mouth. Try to let it to me. As much as at the very thought of several days passed the package ran. The end of the third week, leaving the mansion was drawing near. Michael wasn't getting any friendlier either. He continued to either snub or bluntly dismiss me whenever we crossed paths. I don't understand why he acted the way around me. But there was little hope in asking when he seemed to think there was little point in taking to me at all. Although at first I've been sure there was only some way to get him to warm up to me. The more time spent in the maze, the more willpower began to feel like it was at its break point. I could tell myself positive until I was able to blue in the face, but was only able to work for so long. That's the one pretty place in the whole house. I'm glad he hasn't covered it back up. Blue moonlight shone quietly through the stained glass window, vividly illuminating some of the room. I haven't noticed until now, but the room was stained glass window. It appeared to me like modeled off the chapter. Rows of pews faced the window below, which said was used to be pupil. There was very little left of it. The awkward length of silver was mounted on top of the pupils, that face what I assumed was formerly a cross. Upon reflection around the face in the window, the pews seemed to be pointing at the window, or perhaps the cross hanging out of it. I wasn't sure where they would be in the chamber of the mansion, but I had no one I wanted to ask about it. For a house such as this, a statue of Christ or the Virgin Mary seems more appropriate. It's a very well made chapel at any rate. And Del Michael had it built for himself. There would be no reason for him to cover the window if that were the case. Seen him come to pray. It doesn't seem to like one to believe in God. I'm not even sure if God really exists in the show the world would be a much more pleasant, peaceful place. No affair of distribution of money and power. No selfless misfortunes. I certainly would have found myself here either, but God was evidently quite fond of giving mankind trials. So he would probably tell me with a straight face that this is one too. Or perhaps I was simply had a false impression of him. He didn't actually give up or say anything. Really, he merely sat back and watched somewhere far, far away. It wasn't his job to bring peace to the world or ensure our laws are fair. There was a small mankind. That was all mankind's responsibility. What is God? What are angels? I have no idea. Maybe the Bible has an answer. Why should I pray for someone so far away? How do I know my prayer's even getting there? Still, it's not like I have any other option. Dun, dun. Whoa! Whoa! Holy crap! What's this? Do not worry. It'll all work out. I promise. I already know where I'm going to work. Oh, wow. I already know where I'm going to work. It's a really poor noble house, way out of small town merchants like us. You never know. This could be my big break. Don't look so worried. I'll just be fine, honestly. I'll make enough money for us to get back onto our feet. Oh, for goodness sake, I can handle it. Leave everything to me. Leave everything to me. You just wait. I'll make our family do something you can be proud of. I'll be fine. Yeah, say bye to Mom for me. Don't worry. I'll probably be home for a while. What? Are you afraid I'm gonna make some careless mistake? You're ready to make a mistake. I'm not that airheaded. Nothing can be refined and arrogant, young lady. These knows we know what to believe anymore. If you don't believe me, how about I give you a little taste? How are we doing this fine morning, master? Your morning beverage is ready. Prepare with the utmost care. See how about that? Not bad, huh? What? You really think it sounds forced? Oh boy. I was the daughter of a merchant who ran a shop on the capital main street. My father passed away in a plague, so just me, my mother, and my oldest sister. It would be a lie to say the business was doing well. We struggled to squeak by day to day after taxes. But we couldn't just abandon the shop and leave the capital either. So we tried our best to make what we were able to take in between the three of us. Then my sister fell in love with a moderately well-off aristocrat. Both my mom were supportive of her and desired to many. But the union fell apart because she was not suitable for him. Merchants were hardly the lowest clans. What we lacked, instead, was wealth. We had no other source of money beyond the shop took in. If only we had money, my sister could get married. If only my money. My mom wouldn't have to work so hard. If only we had money. It was then that someone from a distinguished Bollinger estate approached me. He said they were needed some Abigails, and would love to have me. He said if I agreed to work for them, the Bollinger estate would take care of my family. And generally speaking, no one house took Abigails from others, lower-ranked noble houses. It was unthinkable for someone of my status to receive such an offer. So I took it as a once-in-a-lifetime chance and accepted the offer. I just pray that nothing bad happens to my sister, and that Mom is getting enough money to live comfortably. That's all I can do. Their nobility. They have plenty of money, enough to spare. Some. The light shining through the stained glass window began to grow murky, fading to blackness. It felt like the message from a high, that no, my prayers would not be answered. The blush white illumination shining down upon me disappeared as clouds blocked the moon. Oh, come on. You don't even want to look at a little woman like me? Oh, for heaven's sake. I never asked to end up like this. No one did. No one did in the stories. But fate is cruel. Very much cruel. She's sleeping. Their nobility. They have plenty of money. Enough to spare some. Oh, come on. You can't even look at a pseudo woman like me. Oh, for heaven's sake. I never asked to end up like this. Giselle was... Let me just have a minute. Ah, there we go. Giselle was sitting in one of the pews in the rows with the stained glass window. Just looking at her. You might have thought she was offering a prayer. But the words coming from her own mouth were anything but prayerful. They were filled with resentment. They had plenty of money. A slewed woman. And then, I never asked to end up like this. So this is what bequeathed that facade. Most like money, what she was after. All I need to now do is confirm my suspicions with them. Just what awful secrets will I uncover? I give Giselle, sitting pews with her head pouched up, a cursory glance before leaving the chapel. I had someone else to be. Oh boy. The bitter cold outside air felt like dozens of needles flowing to my lungs. It had been so long I stepped outside the mansion walls. A thick mist conical the night sky blocked the moonlight. Naturally, the heavens did not rejoice at my leaving the house. For 10 years since I'd seen the mansion from the outside. It hadn't changed one bit. A gloomy scar upon death shrouded the darkness. Hardly the place of someone would enthusiastically approach. Nevertheless, it was better than that house. Now, a shack. Yes. Yes, who is that? Michael. What, Michael? Michael Bollinger? Just one moment. I'll be right there. Come in. It's a humble, but make yourself at home. Holy crap, who is this person? Wow, must I say, this is rather unexpected. Just one word and I would have been up there in a heartbeat. And how was that supposed to do that? I'm regrettably fresh and out of carrier pigeons. Right, yes, sir. My apologies. This man lived in the cottage, not far from the mansion, had been hired by the Bollinger family. His job? To watch over me. That said, we never actually interacted. He was tasked with keeping track of whether I was still alive and whether I remained in the mansion. The monthly package from families was delivered to him, which he then passed on to me. It was splendidly convoluted, but wasn't indicating how much they wanted to avoid anyone learning about me. Well then, what can I do for you? The man server was visibly rattled, afraid too, but not because of the difference in our social ranks. I had a pretty good idea what he'd been told about me. He was afraid of me, or more specifically, my curse. People fear which they cannot comprehend, and you always fear of what you don't understand. Not just children, adults as well. They fear demons, witches, and curses, anything impure or not of this world. But I had long since gotten used to being viewed as such. It saddened me. It didn't disappoint me. It didn't pain me. Certainly there was too foolish to concern yourself over. Though certainly doesn't make me feel good either. I was on level knowing that woman appearance in the mansion had created ripples in my tranquil life. Before I get real into facing my visit, I decided to take a bit of my frustration. Raise your head. There's nothing to be afraid of. I don't want to know what you've been told, but I promise, I don't bite. How rude of me, sir. You're right. My sincerest apologies. Your job is to watch over me. If the mere sight of me has you trembling, what would you do if I tried to run? I would have trouble escaping. That would be quite unfortunate. What would I ever tell your mother? I'm not sure that would even end well at all. You could lose everything you've been paid for so far. In fact, you might get lucky to get out of your life. Get out with your life. Surely, your mother would not... You're aware of who you're dealing with, right? Michael, the cursed youngest of the Bollinger family, who made a pact with the devil. I don't need a blade to take your life. You wouldn't even make it back to report anything. Have mercy, Lord Michael. Please don't leave the mansion. Please spare me. Only joking. What? I don't have the power to kill by way of the curse. The man fell silent. The look on his face. You're a cursed stone, aren't you? Or someone's got an idea to plant their head into an prison to get rid of. I am so cursed that anyone can see it. They all need to be locked away in the dark mansion. And that need to be locked away in the dark mansion. You're here because I have a question for you. Not to warn you that I plan to run away. A question? For me, sir. Yes. Approximately 3 weeks ago, a black-haired woman came to the mansion. Tell me, what do you know about her? I was told there would be an Abigail coming, but that's all. I don't know anything else about her. Oh. I swear that's all I know. They haven't told me anything else. I believe you. I believe you. I never thought they would tell you anything. Right. You've been hired to desert me, but that's all he was. A hired hand. You were in private by the Bollinger family internal affairs. Take this. A letter. I need you to deliver it to my mother. You could just left it in the box of the mansion's next package, and I will collect it when I drop off the next one. I am in urgent need of information. Will you do this for me? Yes. Why, yes, absolutely. I'll fetch a delivery boy tomorrow morning. Much appreciated. Good night. You too. Do take care. I like doing the man's voice, because it's something different for me that I didn't do these kinds of voice. Um, Lord Michael. Yes? Is it true that you don't have... Would you like me to sew your mouth shut so you never open again? No, not at all. My sincerest apologies, Lord Michael. That was honorably disrespectful. Good night. Curse. I most certainly am. You don't have what? That's what I'm curious about. What is this don't have what? Well, we're back at the mansion. My mother's response arrived just 10 days later. The little boy must have pushed his horse quite hard. It was exactly a month after Giselle had moved in. What's going on here? And shortly thereafter, on a bone chilly night, everything came crashing down. The rift between us grew deeper, and the wall between us was impossibly high. When I lay bare the scars in her chest, and mercilessly plunged my knife into them. Jesus Christ. And I think I know why, because there was no red text for this last one. At least in the first one. Holy crap, Giselle. How did we get to this point? I hate everything. Our spirits were getting darker and darker, like they were slowly sinking into a deep morass. I had been at the mansion for a month, and every day since felt twice as long as it should have. I had been optimistic at first. I had been little hope that me and Michael could get along together. But it hadn't taken long enough for that to be shattered, and the cheer locked away inside of me. We lived in the same house, but we never spoke anymore. On the few occasions we did cross paths, he just gave the cold glare and nothing more. Scorn and suspicious in his eyes. Whenever he looked at me, it felt like as though I was being constructed, like I was deep underwater and running out of air. Like a very persistence in the world was a crime. I could have imagined just how agonizing constant rejection was. I started despising others, despising myself, despising the world, convinced there was no one who could set me free. I considered running away from everything, other than I liked the other day. But I would have done so long ago, if that were actually an option. If they found out I fled, that I acted out of their wishes, my mom and sister would pay. I would succeed in allowing my sister to get married, and my mom to live comfortably. I had given them happiness. I couldn't take that away from them again. Not after what I had to go through to do it. No, cut that out. Getting away too despairing, Giselle. Pull yourself together. That's not who you are. Be positive. The negativity didn't only come from my interactions with Michael either. There seemed to be some kind of terrible presence within the mansion that twisted people's hearts. The mansion was in fact a bit of a local legend, which I had been informed about before being sent here. People claim it was cursed, that an evil witch had lived in it for many, many years. Michael joked that he was a witch, but I don't believe him. I'm not usually one to believe in magic curses at all. But being here so long, I can't help but wonder. Anyway, things can't go on like this. A lot. I was gonna lose my mind if things kept things the way they were. I was ready to give up once, but I'm going to try closing. This is between us again. If I could get him to open up the tiniest bit, then maybe that would make living here a little easier. I was going to try to make us best friends or anything. Holy crap. just repair a relationship enough that being together to each other wasn't torturous. I got my work cut out for me. How do I even begin that conversation? Heck, what's the conversation begin about? Maybe we should hold off to do another day. No, I made mine do this. I should get to it quickly. The longer I wait, the worse things get. And eventually, there won't be any fixing anything. We need to talk. We need to be in the same room for more than 10 seconds. And we need to get to know each other. He needs to know. That he's not the reason I've been hiding something. Okay, let's do this. I'm on my way to Michael's chambers, but you told me to stay away from. Not sure. I did my best to keep some semblance of a smile on my face. This is the one time where I would like to have someone to give me a little nudge. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Pardon, Master. Something to talk to you about. Master? I guess he's not here. The door wasn't locked, as was the rest of the house. His room was shrouded in darkness. Candle in. Master, are you there, Master? I guess I missed him. I don't want to imagine what happened if he thinks I was snooping around this room. Yeah, I should get out of here. I knew I had to get out. Maybe it was a clue to discovering Michael's secret. Knowing good well I shouldn't. Was it the whispers of the witch? the noble house. Could you come up with more an obvious lie? You, your father Michael catching up to her, or is this the witch? Oh boy, this is the bed. And Tawny, come over here, Giselle. Okay, may I ask why you asked me this late at night, Master? Oh, I just want to have a little chat. Care for some wine? Come closer, pour your glass. I had this wine imported up from the north. They use very hard water, like it rather tart. So this quite the lasting impression on your tongue. And yet it goes down so easily you just can't seem to stop. What do you say, half a sip? Or do you have explicit taste of trading? You've to equivalent wine quality without tasting. No, no, but please don't trouble all my good grace. Well, then I'll have a sip, Master, but no more. So, this is the scene where she slept with the father. Oh boy. Oh boy. You ever consider growing out your hair? Growing out my hair? Having long hair may be difficult to adjust. You're not a merchant anymore, though. You deserve to look like a woman like you truly are. I have no doubt long hair would embrace your natural beauty. It's a gorgeous shade of blacks, so a deep man could get lost in it for years. And it would contrast the color of your skin fabulously. Highlight your eyes, your cheekbones, your nape, your shoulders, and your chest. I should get going. Oh, but we're not done talking yet. I would not lack the sleep to interfere with my ability to work tomorrow. Thank you very much. It was so delicious. No need to be so cold-hearted now. For the moment, I first laid his eyes on you. Master, let's not fool around for one night. No, don't be afraid. I won't do anything to hurt you. Oh my god, this game is rated M for mature audience only. You have been warned. I simply want to express my love. Oh god, let go of me. I want you to work, nothing more. This is the first time I saw you. The first time I saw you, I thought I'd be such a stop. I can't tell you. Oh. I didn't know a merchant had no place. You can't tell me you didn't know a merchant had no place in a little house like this. Even a servant. There's only one person who you would be allowed here. No, I swear. It never crossed my mind. Ha ha ha. It's you more innocent than you look. But you figured it out by now, haven't you? No, let go of me. Stop this. Get your voice down. Don't shoot. If anyone finds out about this, it will be with the one shouldering consequence to stop me. But you're me. And I'm the... now I was finishing that sentence. Don't worry. I won't do anything to hurt you. I promise your family will be exponentially well taken care of. Your mother will live all the comfort life you want for her. But you know what will happen if you raise a fuss and make a fool of yourself. Not only will your family not get any of our money, and not only will you not get married, you'll spend the rest of the days of your lives out in the street. How could you be so cruel? This is blackmail. Blackmail. For a merchant starter, you don't know much about trade, do you? So let me get into that trade market vital. The goods you're after to sell aren't cheap. Understand? I'm not finishing that sentence. He was an older man, so I'd expected him to be very, very long. But I couldn't break free of his grip and found myself entirely at his mercy beneath the gaudy office lay at the hungry beast, and I could see the creature true colors first time that day. The aged man ran disgusting slaughter. This is getting that dark territory again. Even from a trotting see I've been rotted, decay, rankle, a trembling revisions of which the man laughed, singly interpreted as someone else. I wonder what kind of place hell was. If hell's warrants only flayed a grave with their prisons, I prefer that instead. I would have rather been sliced into little chunks and cast into the hellfire. I would have chosen eternal torment over being touched. I may add only a second. I'd ever twist my hell. And eventually the man forced open the gates I've been holding fast. Listen to me, Giselle. It is both of us interest to keep this between the two of us. You can do that. I'll continue to be good to you and your family. And don't look at me like that, please. I'm thrilled to have you in this house, Giselle. She has long since lost her mind, after all. It's torture being in the same room. And my sons, they hardly ever come home. But you, Giselle, you give color to my dull life. You make it exciting once again. Now go back to your room. I'll be waiting here at the same time next week. What the hell am I playing? I couldn't escape from the man's grasp. Not wanting to use my family against me. Some weeks I want to go to changes. I want freebie means of resistance. But when I did that, he would send another abbot to come to find me the next day. I could ignore someone when he got other people involved. And then two of us were alone, the mask would come off. It would discipline me for not showing up before taking care of his usual business. On good days, he would leave bruises in inconspicuous places, while I abandoned my inner thighs. But he went as far as carving a word in my skin with a knife. Harlot. That's why I was afraid of knives. That's why I was afraid of men shouting. I wasn't sure what to read anymore. It was too far in deep. There was no turning back the black door. I was soon concerned to take my own life for more than an occasion. Bad memories came back with it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't want to end my life at an absolute lowest point. I wanted just temporarily to go back to the way things were back then. And that objective was the only thing that allowed me to keep going. When I was in his presence, I tried to convince myself I was merely an object. I had no emotions, so he could hurt me. I was merely a vessel, a construct of flesh and bones. His hands couldn't reach my arm, for it was not connected to my body. To without things no easy to bear. But the reality was, it was impossible to completely sever my heart from my body. Ouch. Lydia, you're Giselle, aren't you? One day, the magician stopped in the halls. She had supposedly once been quite beautiful, but now she was only haggard in body, her skin dry, her hair frayed up and lustered, and her hair down like a drifting spoon. And we're gonna end the video there. An hour, 30 minutes in, 10 written. Oh boy. The truth just came out, and there it is. We'll continue the rest of this some other time. Thank you guys for enjoying. If you did enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more. My name has been SilentJoker45. Have a good one.